Lovely. Let's block these on our head. Good. Can't restart. Okay, so have a look. And get my headset. But right, these are our leads. So there is an election going along, and the incumbent being threatened by a guy called Malleus, who is definitely dodgy. And we found out he used to be a cultist. We found that out from an assassin who then proceeded to kill his guard. So that set off the goal. Cool. We have Day, and now I need to get to Lucretia with the silver for Lucas. So we need to save this girl called Lulia, who's been poisoned by, I believe, Aurelia, and we are going to try and save her life. So that's probably the one that I'm going to go with now. So I'll track that. We have so the incumbent president's daughter is missing. We don't know where she went, and her sister has helped us look, and she also speak to 2 quests that we can get done with that. So we're going to go with that. Then we need to speak to Crazy Lady, or find out why she's acting so crazy. She definitely has something. And then need to get Galerius elected so he can help someone stuck in jail. And that's what we need to get Dooley. And we need to neutralize the armed guy. We can do that. We can work that. But we're gonna first start with hello. Don't. Yep. Hi. We'll talk to you later. So, thank you. Hello, Nathan. How's it going, my dude? Go speak. Give her this thing. How are you, Nathan? How is life? At the theatre, there's also something that I took a photo of. Okay. Thanks for speaking. Up there. Okay, around this way. Nice. How is everything? Lovely. Appreciate it.
What are you doing in here? Can't you see this woman is dying? She's been poisoned. She needs the resin
Oh,
of
nice.
a plant called
You'll have to let me
Silphium.
know what you thought of it.
But
I
that
don't know when I'm going to see that, but I do want to.
Won't give it to me.
I've already got it.
What? Quick, give it here. Yulia, you need to swallow
Let's save this woman.
Here.
Are you going out for food as well, or just go? Give Sylvia. Hopefully that will save her.
Hopefully, in a moment, she should be able to breathe normally. That was extraordinary.
16 months, Nathan. Jesus
How did you know
Christ.
she needed this exact thing? And at this exact moment? Are you some kind of oracle?
You could say that. Thank you so much. Let me give you... Yeah, me neither. I've heard Matt Smith is good in it. He's pretty good in... What food are you going for? You going Russian Lakes? I never know how to spell your name correct. I'm sorry. Yes! Smashed it. Honestly, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. Let's just...
Look. If you don't want to tell me, I won't look a gift horse in the mouth. But no matter. That was like the gods
nice.
hearing my prayers and intervening.
Yeah, I am a god.
You just saved a person's life, and you should be proud of yourself.
Yeah.
She might even be able
medic.
to thank you herself in a few minutes.
That's what I was confused about. I was like, did
And
we get
maybe
a...
she can tell us
get a
who
reward
poisoned
or
her
an
and
achievement,
who
or
she
did
meant
us-
when she was muttering about
Ah,
that
that's nice.
snake's
Read
cruel
alarms.
black eyes. In the meantime, I'm happy to help you with whatever it is you need.
We talk about Ulia.
Sure. What do you want to know?
Did you hear her say anything about escaping?
How did you know that? Yes, she did mutter something about the only way out. A few times.
I think she got
but
poisoned.
nothing
She
more
got
than
poisoned
that,
by
I'm
Aurelia.
afraid.
Promised her a way out, which was...
Do you really want to know? I mean, if somebody poisoned her, then surely they would have broken the golden rule, and so maybe it's best we don't discuss it.
Really? Let's talk about... No, sorry.
Gladly.
Okay,
I'm Lucre.
why are you working out of shrine?
This shrine was in use as a clinic long before any of us arrived here. Kind of strange to set up a clinic in the temple of the god of disease. But
Eh.
the god who inflicts a curse is also the only god who can undo it. So I suppose praying to Apollo for healing kind of makes sense.
Tell me about Novia.
Well, she used to run the clinic. She was a midwife, not a physician, but she was the closest
must be
thing we
the
had
hardest
down
thing.
here. And she was
In a
good
settlement.
too. Until she suddenly lost all interest in us. One day she told me she'd made some profound discovery about the golden statues. This changes everything, she kept saying. But I had no idea what she was talking about. The last time I saw her, the last time any of us saw her, she was muttering to the statues, like she could talk to them. And then she shut herself in the palace, barred the door from the inside, and nobody's seen her since. She's been gone so long now, we figure she's either dead or up to something so strange that she doesn't want anyone else to know about it. But I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope I have of solving a troubling problem. A real thorn in the paw situation.
Okay, well, we've got another
One
lead
of
for
my
you.
patients is suffering from terrible rheumatism. His joints
know
are
what that is.
inflamed and he's in constant pain.
Rheumatism.
I really shouldn't say. He wouldn't like it. And he's a little bit scary. He's become so irritable that the smallest things set him off. And I worry he'll end up losing his temper and lashing out. And you know what that means. I just know Nevia would know how to treat him, assuming she's still alive. But nobody seems to know how to get into the palace. Really? That would be wonderful. Thank you. Let me know how you go.
Oh, you're up. Hey.
Oh, it's you. Sorry, I'm still a bit out of it. But thanks for trying to help me, I suppose. Was there something you wanted? Lucretia says I'm supposed to rest. As much as I'm grateful that you tried to help me, it's just not safe for me to talk about it. Please, no more questions.
Want to know how someone poisoned outbreak?
The golden rule. That's the least of my worries. The gods may be cruel,
Interesting.
but Malleolus and Claudia are far crueler.
Know who poisoned?
Please, just leave me alone. I don't want to talk about it.
I can't help unless you...
Persistent
Yeah, come
as
on.
Nemesis, aren't you? I can tell you, but it's a long saga.
I want to hear it. I have all the
All
time.
right. I'd been here about a week when it dawned on me I'd be trapped here for the rest of my life. I could hardly breathe, and
That would be scary.
I knew
Yeah.
I had to get out somehow. So when my new friend Aurelia offered me a secret way out, I would have done anything. And then I learned her asking price. 1,000 denarii.
And that was a scam.
She was supposed to be my friend. I told her it would take me years to save up that much. So she suggested I take out a loan from Malleolus. And I did.
Out of...
I'm not proud of it, but yes, I was surprised he agreed to it, to be honest. But I was so happy to have the money I didn't question it. I had to sign an agreement saying I'd work off the debt over 30 years.
Jesus.
But I figured I'd be out of here so soon it wouldn't matter. I paid Aurelia, and she gave me her so-called way out. Do you want to know what it was? You figured it out already. I wish I'd been so
I've done that
astute. Drink this, she said, and you'll be out of here in no time. Of course, I demanded my money back, but she refused. She pointed to a sign on her tavern saying, "Let the buyer beware." Then she just looked at me with those cruel black eyes and she laughed. She immediately told Malleolus I'd tried to escape without paying him back. Only
Wow, she is
he
hot.
didn't seem upset or surprised at all. In fact, he just thanked her. And that's when I realized the two of them had planned the whole thing from the beginning. That's what I said to the magistrate. I went to Sentius and begged for help, but he said the law was clear. I'd signed over my labor for 30 years and there was nothing he could do. I thought about resisting too. But Malleolus said if I didn't submit, I'd break the golden rule. And I couldn't be responsible for all those deaths, so he locked me in his villa. Confiscated everything I owned as collateral, and made me wear immodest, humiliating outfits while I worked day in, day out. His wife Claudia was just as bad. She sent me to work on an endless stream of futile, demeaning tasks. I'd be on my hands and knees, scrubbing the floor clean for hours, only for her to pour slop on it and hiss, "You missed a spot." Those two took everything from me. But they forgot to confiscate one thing. My hemlock. I just wanted it to be over. But it seems I messed that up too. Should have drunk all of it.
Shit, Alexander.
I brought it on myself. I trusted one of the most callous human beings I've ever met, and tried to swindle the other. I don't know how I could have been so stupid. When I've recovered, I expect their thug Domitius will come for me. He'll escort me back to their villa, and I'll be right back where I started. Only this time, I won't be able to lull myself to sleep at night with the thought of a permanent solution. Honestly, it would have been better if the poison had been allowed to run its course. I doubt it. It seems this is the fate the gods have chosen for me, for trying to escape. At least until someone breaks the golden rule. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad.
How much would it?
A lot. But it doesn't matter. I made a suicide
Oh,
pact
for
with
God's
Ulpius last night. He's in exactly the same position as I am. Malleolus and Aurelius set the same trap for him a month after they did it to me. He and I are in this together. He's probably already thrown himself from the bluff into Malleolus's villa by now. If so, I'd never be able to live with myself, knowing I broke my promise to him.
That's like.
I doubt you could make it up to the bluff in time. I don't know who you are, or why you seem so determined to help me, but thank you. Oh. No. I did hear from Ulpius that she disappeared. It's very sad. She was such a lovely young woman. But I'd been locked in Malleolus's villa for months before she went missing, so I can't help you, I'm afraid. If that's your idea of
Oh
a
wait,
joke,
shit.
I know what.
Fuck.
Isn't the great temple majestic?
Goes
Elected your magistrate.
How do we get?
Salve, friend. I'm Octavia.
I don't care.
Welcome to life under the Golden Rule. It's a ghastly thing, is it not? How are you faring so far?
Actually,
All right, well, it was lovely to meet you. I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months. And if you ever...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh, no. No. No, 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 no. Ulpius, what are you doing? Get back from there. If you lose your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What? Why? Why would you want that?
Why do you think I'm stuck for the rest of my life working for a man who treats me like an animal?
I know things are hard for you right now. They're hard for all of us. We're all in this together, Ulpius. Please, please just think this through. If you do this, it could be the sin that seals all of our fates. Is that what you want?
I'm sorry, but I just don't care anymore.
Please, Ulpius. Help him. If he goes through with it, it could be the end for us all.
Yeah,
I don't know what to do. I've never had to deal with this sort of thing. Please, you need to talk to him.
I can buy your.
Thank you. And please, choose your words
Oh,
carefully.
I'm not very good at.
Let me guess. You're going to lecture me on how suicide is a crime against the Empire. I screwed up my life. That's what's wrong. I borrowed money, and when I couldn't pay it back, I wound up in debt bondage. I'll be stuck slaving away for that Culus Cumulatis Malleolus for the rest of my life. I'm out. Wherever you are, Scintilla, my love, I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no! I can't believe he went through with it. Oh Lord. That poor lamb.
It. Because I didn't break the. That my fault.
That was not your fault. There's no way you could have given him what he wanted, moments after you arrived.
Suicide didn't break the golden.
Well, I suppose it means suicide isn't a sin under the Golden Rule. So I guess that means whichever god is responsible for it. It isn't mine.
What happens now?
I'll have to let everyone know what happened. And I guess Malleolus will have to clean up the mess in his villa. It's of his own making, after all. And I'd best pray for poor Ulpius.
Damn it. Okay, so I think we were supposed to fail that. The only thing is, saving here. How can we save her without the thing again? Okay. Huh. Okay, well, I didn't solve much. I'm gonna talk to the people. I haven't used it. Need to get the assassins through some. But how? Can't. No.
Name's Rufius. Better watch your step.
Right, lad. What's your story?
Can't talk long. Got to stay sharp, but family's from Solusha on Tigris, Babylon province. But I've been roaming a long time now. Even joined the legions. The 6th. The one they call Ironclads.
Ah, cool. How did you end up here?
Same way as everyone else.
That's... Okay, why are you still wearing your...
Because we're all in grave danger. Is it not obvious?
It's not one of many...
Magistrate made me toss it in the chasm. Stupid. Going to have to improvise now.
Not much of it.
If you were dealing with what I am, you wouldn't be either.
Fair enough. There's something from rheumatism.
Nobody is supposed to know about that. Did Lucretia tell
I
you?
don't know what that is still, but I figured out, man.
Look, I haven't been at my best lately.
Okay, so
My
he's the
joints
patient.
ache constantly, and the pain. It has a way of
Thanks, Charlie.
messing with your head. I get stirred up by things that shouldn't bother me, and then there's
He's
the
not a talker.
statues, and my doubts about my faith. And I just want to scream.
Okay. Well, let's not scream, let's not punch anyone, let's just chill out.
Do what Lucretia hasn't been able to do. And find me something to make the pain go away.
Okay. So, what's a cure for brute?
Until then,
Oh, we need to talk to that neighbor.
get out of my face.
At least we know who to give the cure. Ah, Lucretia. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Help! You have to
Right,
do
let's try and
something.
save her this time.
A man arrived in the baths.
Just gonna
Real nasty
take off my-
sort, with his face all covered up, and he's got a weapon. You have to do something, or he's gonna break the golden rule.
I'll get right on it.
Thank you. He's still in there, somewhere. I have to hide. Find me in this empty shrine when it's over.
Not go in there.
What? Why?
Trust me.
All right, fine. Come and find me in my bakery instead. Please be careful.
Hey. Saved her, but that was the first time. Why did I do that? I knew what was going to happen. Why? Oh, I just lost all. Oh, okay. Still deal with this. So if I remember last time, not very. Put him where he is. And killed. He killed that bodyguard. Not ideal. Let's just see how it goes. Scary assassin dude. Hello.
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quinctius.
Ah, smart.
Thank you for your service to.
Okay. Definitely not. Nice.
Filthy, lying degenerate.
Okay. Cool. Alright, we have a bow. Go talk to Famia.
You there? I'm sorry to trouble you, but I couldn't help but notice that fine bow you're carrying. No idea how you managed to get your hands on it, especially in the light of our dear old magistrate's ban, but I'm impressed. And before you ask, no, I wouldn't dream of trying to buy it from you. I have no use for a wooden bow myself. But I would like to propose a joint business venture of sorts. Tell me, do you have any idea how people here end up as golden statues?
Statues come to life and fire gold bows around.
And here I was thinking I was the only one to figure it out. In any case, supposedly one or two of those arrows is enough to turn a full-grown man into gold.
Right.
Now, of course, that is a travesty, a terrible, horrible waste of human life, which has to be stopped. And yet...
Where are you going with this?
I can't help but think of a tale told by that Greek fella Aesop, the goose that laid the golden egg. With the ability to transmute organic matter into gold, one could create infinite wealth. Use your imagination. Golden animals, insects, trees and plants. The Midas touch, without the drawbacks. We are talking riches beyond imagining. And even if we were to split all those riches between the two of us, half of infinite wealth is still infinite. Interested?
This sounds grossly enough, but it could be interesting.
Excellent. So the first question is, how do we get our hands on one of those golden bows? Now, I have a plan, but first, tell me, are you familiar with the story of the goddess Diana? Good. Then none of this should be a surprise to you. Diana is our goddess of the hunt, the moon, and the underworld, depending on who you ask. The one thing priests and poets agree on is that she carried with her a golden bow and a quiver of golden arrows. And it just so happens that there is a shrine of Diana in this very forum, with a prominent statue of the goddess herself. And would you like to guess what she's holding in her hand? Precisely. I can't tell you how many hours I've spent in that temple staring at it, trying to figure out how to retrieve it without breaking you-know-what.
Want me to steal it?
Oh, gods no! If you tried that, we'd all be dead within moments, I'm sure. No, here's what I propose. You give your bow to me, I cover it in a thin layer of gold leaf, and we create a replica of a golden bow. Then you enter the shrine, extinguish the braziers, and under cover of darkness, swap out the fake for the original. It's not theft exactly, it's more of a trade. But make no mistake, this is a dangerous path, and there's no way of knowing where it will lead. But in my experience, all the best adventures begin with a risky first step. Now, you must have questions.
I'm gonna do it.
Ask away.
Not because I want the... I can't.
Because the gods would see you, of course. Hence my proposal.
Yes.
I'm more of an ideas man, whereas you're obviously the more resourceful and heroic type. I have complete confidence in you.
Isn't that extremely dangerous?
When Prometheus stole fire from the gods and became a hero to all mankind, do you think he was worried about the danger?
A little different. Prometheus was also punished with eternity for...
Only because he was silly enough to get caught.
Questions I have.
So, are you in, partner?
Alright, I'll do it.
Wonderful. Now, If you'll hand over your bow, I can get started applying a layer of gold leaf. This is a quality weapon. Now, bear with me for a moment.
He steals it.
And here we are, a gold leaf bow.
Nice.
Now I've gone and unlocked the Shrine of Diana for you, so as quick as you can, head on inside. It's just at the end of the street on the left. May the gods not watch over you.
Okay. What's a family affair? Okay. Huh. Jesus, he is a small shop. Yes. Okay. I'll get into his chest, but definitely.
How'd you do?
Okay.
You took care of him?
He had a
An
tragic accident.
Accident? So, it's over?
Yep.
Oh God, that's such a relief. I really thought we were all going to die. I do have a question though. That shrine, the one I was going to hide in, did you know it was going to collapse?
Oh, I had no idea.
Really? Then how? Oh, I see. I should probably keep my big mouth shut then. Sorry.
No worries,
I
Fabio.
promise. Nobody else will ever know what you did. But I know. That was really clever. Thank you.
Jesus.
I'm glad you're here. Oh, speaking of which, welcome. I'm Fabia. Sorry I was a bit frantic before. Need anything?
What's your story?
Oh, there's not much to tell. I mostly just bake bread and try to help out where I can.
How did you end
I
up?
suppose it all started about 8 months ago. I was living in Rome with my family when I got sick. Terrible timing. My pa had just arranged a husband for me, a fisherman's son. I was about to meet him for the first time when I came down with an awful fever. I spent the next week in bed. Pa paid priests to make offerings to Asclepius, a white rooster, then a goat. But nothing worked. In the end, they decided I'd do better outside the city. Clean air in the countryside would do me good, they said. But after about a day in a carriage on the Appian Way, I was getting worse, not better. I remember closing my eyes for a bit, and I guess I must have fell asleep, because when I opened them again, I was in a forest by a river. I suppose the driver took off with his fee and left me for dead. Can't say I blame him. I wouldn't have wanted to catch what I had either. Anyway, I went searching for help, stumbled across the Trapdoor Temple, and here I am.
Hear that?
It's nice of you to say, but you should save your sympathy. Lots of people here need it more than I do.
No way out of it.
What? You've been here a few moments and you're desperate to get out already? Why not give the place a chance before you try to leave?
Right, Fabio.
Good people here. Galerius works hard on the farm so I can put food on our tables, and Lucretia tries to keep us healthy. My friend Georgius is always mending our clothes, and Virgil makes sure these old walls don't fall down around us.
I don't know any of those.
Well, he does his best. I'm just saying, there are worse places you could live out your days.
I don't belong here.
Well, I can tell from your funny accent you're not from around here, but that doesn't mean you don't belong, does it?
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. What do you think about the Golden Rule?
Oh, I try not to worry about it. I mean, if people are nice to each other, we won't have anything to worry about, will we?
I like your optimism.
Thanks. And I like your teeth. They're so white. And your clothes.
Aw, nice, I like her.
Oh, I bet my friend Georgius would like to get a look at you. And I'm sure he'd love to chatter about the Golden Rule with you too. He'll be
Where's
just
that?
across the forum in his shop.
I'll be going now.
All right. Thanks.
No worries, Fabia. Bye. Okay. Well, that's at least that sort.
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on the outside.
I'm not gonna try the. I am gonna try. Yeah, the braziers. Okay. Was it jump again?
Is that you, partner? Do you have the bow?
Yes, I have it.
Wonderful. Just go ahead and slide it under the door for me and I'll unlock it for you.
You locked me
A
in
little
here.
bit slow, aren't you? Yes, I locked you in, and until you give me my bow, you're gonna stay in there, like Tantalus in Tartarus.
How is this not against the veggie split?
No, technically, I never said that. I said, if we were to split all
he's
those
a little
riches between
arsehole.
the two of us, infinite wealth is still infinite. It's hardly my fault if you can't tell the difference between a hypothetical and a promise, now is it? Oh, I do love a good loophole.
How can I trust you after you don't?
You're just gonna have to take your chances, I'm afraid. The bow, now. And don't even think about giving me the fake one. I'll recognise my own handiwork.
I'll find another way out.
I would reconsider my position quickly if I were you. I'm not sure if you noticed, but you're stuck in there with a hornet's nest, and they can be rather aggressive toward intruders. You know, some say it takes 27 hornet stings to kill a man, but I always wondered how anyone could have known that. Let's find out how many it takes to kill a woman, shall we?
Okay. Yeah. What about the nest? I don't want to shoot the wasp nest. It's a very bad idea. Oh. Okay, there we go. Okay. Thanks, weird voice. We have a weapon now, that's cool. Right, I forgot with it. Of course we can. Ah, she really is useful. Technically, this is my second thing. Thank you. Voice is so useful. I'm so glad we have this. I am going to just, when I want to restart.
My beloved Galatea, I write this so that one day, when we're finally together, you will understand what I've done and why I had to do it. The others will call me mad or a monster. My beloved Galatea, I write this so that one day, when we're finally together, you will understand what I've done and why I had to do it. The others will call me mad or a monster, but I don't care what they think. Everything I'm doing here, I'm doing for you.
Okay.
I'll start at the beginning. Soon after my arrival here, as I walked down a corridor lined with golden statues, I thought I heard a whisper behind me. A rasp of air, as if vocal cords of metal strained to say a word or two. I tried to dismiss the idea, tried to concentrate on my work as the city's medic, but that tortured whisper haunted me. Weeks later, in the hallway to the bathhouse, I heard it again and found myself drawn to the statue of a Roman woman wearing a stola.
Bathhouse.
Her face was contorted with anguish and fear, And disturbingly, it was as if she was looking right at me. As I walked past her, I heard that strained whisper again. Still turning back, I discovered that even though I had moved, she was still looking right into my soul. That was when it dawned on me. This was no statue. This was a woman trapped within that golden prison. Naturally, I told the others, but when I could not reproduce the results of my experiment, they would not believe me. But from that moment on, I knew the full horror of this place.
Oh, shit.
Immobilized within these statues
Whispered.
are living human beings. It was that day, my love, that my heart broke.
Odd. Mad development. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. What the fuck? Yo, there's actual combat now? What the fuck? Okay, that was like perfectly timed to be a great reveal. And coming, guys. Get away from me. Ah. No worries. Who was it that I'm looking for in the thing? I need to. Yes. Suicidal. Asked to find treatment. Kind of Apollo. Okay. Shh. Figure out how to get Galip. That's good. That one. Hey Rush, how's it going? Okay. Not a problem. That's the main. Okay.
You're not supposed to be here.
No. Stay over there. Okay, at least we can speak to Navia now. Okay, before I go down there. Okay, I can't get. Navia knows something. Sorry, guys. Oof. Okay, hold on. Ah. That quiver. I want all the arrows I can get. Oh, shh. I don't know how to get this. I don't really need them, but yeah, we'll just... Ow! Ah, okay. Fuck off. More in there? Okay, alright, nice. No. Oh my god. Going. Back. Do some parkour. We earned this chest one. Nice. Yeah. See? We still need to speak to Navia. Damn, this got a lot more. I like that this is. Anyway. No worries. I like right on. Gonna be. So we just okay.
My beloved Galatea, after I learned the terrible truth about the golden statues, I wandered the city as if in a nightmare. What must life be like for these poor souls?
We'll listen to this in
entombed
case
God,
going through.
but kept alive somehow. Trapped in their own personal Tartarus, consigned to eternal torment, too horrific for
Yeah,
any
that would be
sane
awful.
mind to
Oh my god.
comprehend. I tried to offer them what small mercies I could. I began to talk to them, to keep them company. I'd imagine backstories for them, give them names, and tell them of the world, of the histories and stories I'd learned as a child.
That's nice. That's
As
sweet.
the others became more concerned by my charity, I sought solitude from them, preferring the company of my tormented charges. Discovering a way into the abandoned palace, I began to spend my days walking its halls and sharing with its occupants ancient tales, my mind turning to those of Apollo and Daphne, Perseus and Medusa, and Pygmalion and Galatea.
Okay.
Pygmalion, the sculptor who fell in love with a beautiful statue, and who, praying to Aphrodite for aid, discovered that his beloved Galatea had come to life.
Ah.
It was then that I heard you whisper to me, Galatea. Forgive me. I know that is not your real
Right.
name, just one I have borrowed from a story.
That's the whisper.
But when I turned to look at you, I saw the most exquisitely beautiful woman I have ever known. Your face, forever frozen in a look of haunting sadness.
Oh.
Our meeting gave me new purpose, to free you from your golden prison, so that I might one day hear you speak, not just whisper.
Right, I'm with you.
True
Okay, so the
words.
whisper, she's in love with the whisper.
So I gathered tools for the long and difficult task ahead, barred the doors to this place, and set to work.
I still don't know what happened, but I'm. Oh, you can get out. Oh my god. Bro. Bro. Okay. Alright, bye. You're supposed to trap and shoot. Yeah. Right. Ah. Didn't even need to do that, right. Oh, this is scary. I should run out of arrows. Oh. One of these things is very scary. Echo, we need to be very careful. Oh, no, no, no. Don't look down, don't. Just keep going. That was terrifying. That was... Well, that would go. An 8. Okay. Arrows. I do not trust myself. I don't even know how many I have. Ah. Hello. Back up. Back. Ass. Up. Ah, you see me? Okay. The headshots. Come on. Line it up. Nice. Thanks, Ash. I appreciate that. Good to see you. Hope you're doing okay. Arrows. Wait. Come here. Come here, big boys. That's it. Damn, she really... This was not what I was expecting to do in this day. I don't lose my bow. This bow is mine now, and if you try and take it from me, I will just keep enacting.
My beloved Galatea, my attempts at freeing these souls from their golden prisons have not been going to plan. My first charge was a Greek woman who I called Iodame after the Athenian turned to stone by Medusa. Drilling through the gold that encased her, I was vindicated by the discovery that beneath half an inch of gold, which is so rigid it must be some kind of alloy, was living flesh. Unfortunately, this golden alloy seems to have fused with her skin.
Oh, so these are all the ones that she...
It exposed the sinew and muscle beneath, and appeared to cause her great pain.
Right.
At first, I braced myself, expecting that inflicting such pain would break the golden rule.
Right,
And yet,
I'm with.
somehow, it did not. It seems whichever god is responsible for imprisoning these poor souls does not care about their suffering at all. They are forsaken. Undeterred, I pressed on, working late into the night, attempting to remove the golden layer that encased her as delicately as I could. Eventually, I was able to free most of the body, but when I released her from her restraints, her first act was to lunge for my throat, clawing at me with all her strength and those sharp metal talons. This was my thanks for trying to save her. Whatever possessed Iodami to attack, she was clearly not a suitable subject for my experiment, and I was forced to lock her inside an isolated wing of the palace and bar the door.
She didn't stop.
As I continued working on others, I could hear her flailing and launching herself at the other side endlessly. Regrettably, other experiments bore similar results, and after relocating a few times, most of the palace is now too dangerous to work in. Still, as much as my heart aches to know that you're suffering, I cannot risk attempting to ungild you yet. Not until I have perfected a method that will bring you back to me, whole in both mind
Navia, you are going to...
and ensuring your humanity is preserved. I promise you this. One day we will be together, even if I have to free every last statue in this god's forsaken place.
Oh, this is creepy. These are all people. Oh. Oh my god. Whispering to me. Statues of... Are you helping me? Okay. Hello. You must be Navia.
You must be the wretched snake who broke into my palace and disturbed my experiments. Okay. And worst of all, look at what you made me do to her. This never would have happened if you just stayed away. You're going to pay for that.
If you attack me, we'll both up.
And you think I care about that? I don't care what happens to me, as long as you get what you deserve.
This has nothing to do with me.
Liar! I locked and barred the gate. I left a message warning you all to leave me alone. I just wanted to do my experiments in peace, for her. And now look at her. You made me turn the most beautiful woman I've ever seen into this. Look at her. She's in agony. All I wanted was to spend my last moments with her, to see her beautiful face.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think it was my fault, but...
Instead of in those cryptic whispers. But as soon as I began my work, she stopped whispering to me.
Oh dear.
And now I discover she started whispering to you instead. What's so special about you?
It's not just a lot of them.
What do you mean, the same voice?
It's like someone else's.
Yes. I remember when they used to whisper to me.
Yeah, come on, Navia. Talk about it.
They did sound similar. I just thought it was because all voices sound the same when they whisper. But now that I think about it, they were all benevolent.
There you go, Navia. There you go. Think it through. Come on.
Common knowledge.
Let's not kill each other.
But if these bodies are mere conduits for that one voice, then this body is nobody.
Down the tools.
And everything I've done here was... Wait, I see what you're doing. You're trying to steal her away from me.
No.
You plan to wait until I've done all the hard work, then swoop in. Is that it?
No,
Liar! You tried to steal her away from me, and now look what you made me do. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't peel you too.
I ended up here by accident.
What? What are you talking about?
I got trapped in tunnels and...
Wait. So you're saying you weren't coming for us?
No. I never had intentions of hurting you.
So I did all this. I ruined
Oh, for
her.
fuck's sake.
For nothing. What have I done? Oh God, I feel sick. I can't bear the thought of her being like this.
Come
I'm
on.
in so much pain. It's the air coming into contact with her flesh. It's agonizing for them. But the only way to fix it will be to break the golden rule and let it run its course. At least that way she'd be golden again, and we'd be together. All it would take is one little cut.
No. Wait, I can do this if you tell me.
It's too late. There's nothing you can do. I have to do this. I'm sorry.
Wind back. I can wind back time and make it so.
What? Wind back time?
Oh, I should have said
What
I
are
can
you
turn it.
talking about?
I'm reliving the same day over.
What? How is that possible?
I just need to get back to the shore.
The goddess of the cycle of life and renewal, of course. But
I don't know
I'm
how we're doing
confused.
this conversation. I
If
don't know
you
if I'm
honor the
placating her
secrets of
or
the
if I'm
gods,
just longing
why
the
tell
inevitable.
me?
You'll never.
I see. Well, I'll trust you to honor our bargain. But if you don't, mark my words, I'll break the golden rule and kill you and everyone else in this city. The treatment for rheumatism is willow bark. I believe there's a pot of it already in the Shrine of Apollo. Now, please leave. The door here leads out onto the palace balcony. You should be able to make your way down from there.
Bye, Nevia.
Go. And never return.
Yeah, we didn't break the golden rule and learned that well. But I really think breaks the golden. My palace. Nice. Where is this? Wait, is it becoming nighttime? Oh, hello.
May Apollo keep you safe. Feeling all right?
I figured out how to
Oh, I
treat
see. Well, what's the treatment?
Willowbark.
Willowbark. I should have known. It was under my nose the whole time. That's very helpful. Thank you. If this works, it should settle Rufius down some. I have some right here. Could you do me a favor and give him some of this? He'll just need
Okay,
to
I
swallow
think this
a pinch
is
of
going
it.
to be a big
I'm
thing.
hoping it will avert disaster.
Okay. Alright, I can do that.
Thank you. I'm really glad you arrived when you did.
Go now.
That's a shame. Thanks again for saving Yulia's life. Apollo smiles upon you.
There he is.
Salve.
Oh no, not you. Dickhead. No, I long her. I don't know if days run out and eventually they are just going, because that would be really annoying. Middle of a very day. That being it. We'll just. I'm on it. I completely forgot that we had a flashlight. Probably not the wisest. No, let me up. Yeah. Oh. No.
What are you doing here? Please leave. I said please leave. You're trespassing.
I want to leave. Yo, I'm gonna.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
God damn it. The thing was going really well too.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
Okay. Going. Probably good to restart the day. There's some stuff that I want to do. Okay. Right, well. Okay.
Oh, sounds serious. I'm listening.
Ah! It is that I can't help take some of it.
Yulia? Oh no. Alright, I can do that.
Thank you, Galerius. That's useful.
Alright, let me see. Stop Fabia going in, but send the new arrival to the empty shrine. Understood.
Thanks, Galerius. And that's it. I'll go.
I'll go. But once I'm done, I'll need you to tell me how you know all of this.
Sure. That's really useful. Galerius, you lovely bastard. He's my favorite. He's a good friend. Hello. You're a bitch.
Oh, and there's... Why? I take back. Let's just...
God damn it.
Ugh.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Ixion turns.
Okay, so... Okay. The first thing we're going to do is this. Because otherwise, because I think we should be able to save him now. We'll talk to Tavia. Hey, hello.
Name's Rufius. Better watch your
I needed to
step.
do this as well. About your room.
What business is that of yours?
I think I'll actually pinch it this way.
Willow bark. And this will work? Oh, thank God. Finally, some relief. This is what I've been praying for. Maybe God hasn't abandoned me after all. Thank you.
Right.
I've been in a lot of pain lately. The rheumatism, these cursed statues always watching, and the
Start things again,
crisis of faith. It was too much. Started messing with my head. This is exactly what I needed to set
What
it
was
straight
that?
again. I owe you one.
No way out.
No, I don't. I did hear a rumor that Aurelia, the tavern keeper, has been offering to sell a way out. But I barely have two sesterci to rub together.
Alright. What do you think about them?
I'll tell you this much. I hate the fact that my survival depends on the
These
common
people are
sense of
useful.
other people.
Another feeling of if for a pandemic. Hell yeah.
Then you know what I'm talking
Interesting
about.
line that they chose.
I mean, all these people just bumble along like nothing's wrong. Well, we're one bad decision away from being wiped out. Like the last lot of people who lived here. Seems like I'm the only one ready for what's coming. Whatever that is. And when it hits, it's everyone for themselves. You've been warned.
What do you think is coming?
I don't know. But did you ever get the feeling some of these statues are watching us when we're not looking? Like they're waiting for something. I don't like it.
I think you're right.
That doesn't help me.
You're going to vote for
Meliodas. Not sure I trust Sentius. Couldn't even protect his daughter in a city without sin.
Damn it, Rufus. I liked you.
How's he going to protect us?
Anything I can do to change?
No. Who do you want me to vote for? Fine. I'll vote for Sentius. But no more favors. We're square. See you around.
Okay, so that's one way to help. What? No, but okay. So Rufus gonna vote for Sentius. That's the. Okay, interesting. We're getting through places though.
Welcome.
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no. No. No, 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 no. Orpheus, what are you doing?
That's the...
What?
Why do you...
I know. Please.
I'm sorry.
Please, help him.
Right, I'll talk to him.
Thank you.
You know about that? How is that possible?
Okay.
I mean, I've never mentioned it to anyone.
Never believe.
Well, if you say so. You don't understand. I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want it all to be over.
Maybe I can help solve it.
It's too late for that. Yulia and I made a pact.
Saved her.
And she's already swallowed hemlock this morning. If I backed out now, I'd be betraying her. I can't do that.
She was able to get some silk.
Oh, really? That changes things a little. But we're still in debt bondage to that monster. Unless you happen to have 2,000 denarii to pay off both of our debts.
Actually, I do.
Really? Wait. So, I guess you'd want me to work for you then?
You'd be free.
You'd do that for us? A couple of complete strangers?
Yeah. Of course.
It seems today we're both blessed. This did not turn out how I thought. Thank you, friend. I never thought people like you existed.
Here's your money.
Thank you. I'll go and pay off our debts immediately. I just wish there was some way I could repay you.
Okay, so
but I have nothing but the tunic on my back.
You can tell me about your relationship with...
Ah. And there it is. All right.
Yeah, I just saved you.
Gentilla and I were in love. And then, 22 days ago, she went missing.
Why don't you start from the beginning?
All right. One night a few months ago, when I was cleaning Malleolus' villa,
I love that when you
I
just like,
heard
what
a
did
young
you do?
woman singing. It was the most beautiful thing I had ever heard. I wasn't allowed out, so once everyone else was asleep, I climbed up the inside of the villa and onto the roof. just to see where that sound was coming from. And that's when I saw her. Standing in the garden of the magistrate's villa, I just sat there on the roof, listening to her with my chin on my knees. And for the first time in a long time, I felt hopeful. And then she looked up and saw me, and she smiled.
Oh, young
I
love.
knew at that moment the fates had brought me to her. And from the moment she asked my name with this warmth and curiosity, I knew I'd have done anything for her. And so for weeks on end, each night I'd climb out of the villa and into her father's garden. We'd hold hands and talk about all the things we'd do once we got out of here. Like having our own vineyard. And then one morning I woke up and everyone was out searching for her. They said she'd vanished in the night. All I could do was keep my head down and try to hide how beside myself I was. Scintilla was the one thing that made my life bearable. But with her gone,
We should get more
things
dialogue with Octavia.
unraveled quickly. You saw how bad it got.
Is it possible she escaped somehow?
All I know is she loved me. And if she had known a way out,
I should have
she
gone
would have
bluff,
told
but
me.
that all never
She'd
goes
never
wrong.
have taken her own life. And there's no way anybody could have killed her under the Golden Rule. I can't prove it, but I just know she's still alive somehow. Even now, it's as if I can hear her voice in my head, crying out to me. That can only mean one thing.
You were going to end it without finding her?
Somebody abducted her. I have no idea how, or who would want to do something like that to such a sweet, lovely girl. But what else could have happened?
Any ideas you might...
My guess? Malleolus had something to do with it. He is without doubt the most evil man I have ever known. I have no idea where he'd be keeping her, but there is one room in his villa, upstairs, which is always locked.
For his wife.
I've never seen the inside of it, and I haven't been able to steal a key without breaking the Golden Rule. But I have a feeling that if you could get in there somehow, it would shed light on a great many things.
I already tried, there's no sign.
Oh, I see. That was the only idea I had. I'll give it some more thought. Come and find me a little later. I'll go and take care of things with Malleolus and tell Yulia the good news. Thanks again, friend. I'll never forget what you did for us.
Okay, but...
What you did was extraordinary, and
So, you're a Christian.
please keep that to yourself. I know you're not from around here, but things are very difficult for us right now. There was a terrible fire in Rome last year, and our emperor decided to make us his scapegoats. There were executions. It was horrible.
Tea with the... your secret's safe with me.
Oh, thank you.
Okay,
You
so
have
she's
no
a Christian.
idea how much I appreciate that.
So, what's your story?
Here, in this place, the magistrate has me earning my keep by cleaning and pruning the gardens. It's not quite how I expected my life to go. I used to live in a lovely villa on the banks of the Tiber. I was even betrothed to a handsome young man from a prominent family. But long hours of menial labor for the good of the community has its own charms too, I suppose.
Oh, bless her. Everyone seems to be in servitude. How did you end up
Oh,
here?
much the same way as many of the others. When the fires came to Rome 7 months ago, my family and I fled for the Tiber, hoping to escape on a barge. We were among the fortunate ones with enough coins for passage, but unfortunately, there were a lot of desperate people, and they boarded before we could depart. A scuffle broke out, and I was pushed overboard. The last thing I remember was
So,
the
do you
water
reckon these are all people who've died?
rising up to hit my
Chance.
cheekbone. I woke up by the river, near that shrine, and stumbled
Because
across this
Famia
place.
had a really bad illness.
Oh, that's all right. I'm sure it's all part of God's plan for me.
God, don't you?
Oh yes, of course.
Well, we
A
know
slip
she's
of the tongue,
I've got something.
if you like.
No way out of
I'm
it.
afraid not. Although I did once hear someone
Hey,
gossiping down at Aurelia's
Monkey
tavern
Poos,
about a
how are you,
possible
man?
way
How are
out.
you this fine Friday?
I don't put a lot of stock in such rumours, but if you're desperate and wealthy, you could look into it, I suppose.
Don't worry,
if that
Octavia.
doesn't work, then I suppose we're all stuck here until the gods decide our fate.
Tell me your question, it's fine. Thanks, but it's definitely a scam.
Oh, I see. Well, that doesn't surprise me. I'm sorry I even suggested it. I won't make that mistake again.
That's alright, Octavia. You think about the goal.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. I think about those words a lot.
I think
I'd
everyone
like
down
to
here
think
does.
that if we all love our neighbours as ourselves and do to them as we'd have them do to us,
If
then
you couldn't work
we'll
out
be
she's a
fine.
Christian before we found
But
her
on
in
the
the
other
shrine,
hand, I was
then
always
we're screwed.
taught the intent
Then
of
you
man's
really don't
heart
know.
is evil from his youth, and that all of us are born with a tendency towards sin. And that's where I get stuck. Is it true? Are we born with a tendency
I'm good,
towards
thank you.
sin?
Enjoying Friday, enjoying this game. I don't think so. I think people are fun. No, that's a bit naive. Wait a minute.
If that's true, then sooner or later, things are going to end badly for all of us down here.
I
Unless,
am
of
that
course, there's
divine
some kind of
intervention. I'm glad you're doing good
divine
though. Any plans this
intervention?
weekend? Oh, there's going to be some intervention, alright.
I wish I shared your
No,
faith.
there is going. I'll be going now. Bye bye.
Ah, that's a shame. Another time then.
Bye, Octavia. Okay. Nice. Should be. Okay. Right. Well, that's a lot of leads result. Let's have a look at what. Okay, so we have a lot with Malleolus. Probably going to be the, I think, out of all. I'm not going to do the cisterns yet because I imagine that's bigger. Gate. Yeah. Fun. Vibes. Are we? Actually, have no. This map is bigger than you. Like, I did not know how big. So many. You. Oh, Elpius. Okay.
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you?
Yep, on narration.
How come you're allowed a weapon and I'm not?
Shut up. Go speak to the crying wife again.
To have been elected
Whoa.
your magistrate.
Hey.
I'm not so.
Can we talk?
Talk.
I'll go now.
Fine, this is outrageous.
Hi, Claudia. Well, she might have more to say, but we'll probably have to just. Oh, this is gonna go well, isn't it? No.
Domitius doesn't usually let anyone in here without a hefty tribute, so you must have...
I want you to withdraw from the election. That's a big move, so.
My name is Marcus Malleolus Gertis. You seem to have confused me with someone else.
You have one green.
You mean my heterochromia? I am guilty of nothing more than having different coloured eyes. And I'm hardly the only person with the condition. Alexander the Great had it too, as it happens. I like to think it is simply the way the gods have chosen to mark a natural-born ruler. Nothing more.
Apparently, also stuff from Andor.
Well, I am not suffering from any delusions, as today's election will firmly establish. Unlikely, because it's simply... Are you in... Why would I...
So you...
Don't talk nonsense. There's no such thing as the Golden Rule.
Oh, you're going to arrest Endius for treason.
How could you possibly know that? Nonsense! This is nonsense! I don't know how you know about my plans, but I'm absolutely sure Sentius is involved somehow.
I didn't even know that happened.
And now, I'm going to enjoy watching Domitius kill him even more. Now, get out of here! You outstayed your very limited welcome. Get out of my...
Okay. Leaving, totally. Okay, now she might help me. Lydia. What's up, homie? How are you?
Why are you still here?
There we go.
An intriguing
I
proposition.
thought she'd help somehow.
Go on.
I don't think...
Perhaps you're not as silly as those clothes make you
Wait.
look. What makes you say that?
I was hoping...
You know, I may have the very thing you're looking for. Some time ago, when he still cared for me, he wrote me a love letter. Only, he used the wrong name.
Aha!
Now, addressing one's wife by the wrong name is not unheard of among philandering Romans. But in this case, the name he got wrong was his own. I confronted him about it, and he stammered through some incoherent response. I let it go, eventually, and yet questions have lingered in the back of my mind ever since. But wait a minute. Why exactly are you helping me?
Odd. Action. No, because that's very on the nose.
I couldn't agree more. One hand washes the other, as they say. It seems our interests are aligned. I imagine knowing his true identity will give me the leverage I need to manage him appropriately. But first, I need you to do something for me.
You want?
I want you to bring me some wine.
We have wine.
Just one small
found some.
urn should do it. Oh, don't look at me like that. I know this must be hard for you to wrap your sweet little pleb head around. So
I sound
what do
such
you
a
need me to
dickhead in this.
spell out?
Why do you want wine?
Let me tell you something about Malleolus. He talks a lot about freedom, but what he doesn't tell you is that he means freedom for men. After all I've done for him, counseling him through his entire election campaign, and he had the audacity to lock me in here. He said it was for my own good, and that my drinking was unbecoming of a lady, let alone the wife of a magistrate. I'll show him unbecoming. Tonight, at his victory party, I'm going to get good and merry, and if he tries to discipline me again, I'll threaten to expose his true identity in front of everyone. I am so looking forward to it.
Why can't you get it yourself?
You mean, aside from the fact that I'm locked in this room, and Domitius is right outside the villa,
Valid.
because there's barely any left in the city. In fact, there's only one small urn, as far as I'm aware. And getting it won't be easy.
All the questions I had.
So, you'll help me?
I have some wine right here.
Thank you. Here's the letter.
Dick.
Now, perhaps you can tell me who Quinctius really is.
According to the bounty letter from...
What? He's... Oh no. That's... quite a lot more serious than I imagined. I only wanted some leverage over him, not to destroy him. Give me that immediately. Nobody else must know.
No, I think I'll hang on to it.
What? No. You tricked me, you mendacious little stirkers.
I didn't lie to you.
It was a lie of omission. You were planning this all along and you deliberately concealed it. May Jupiter cut you down.
I'll be going now.
I curse you. I curse your life and mind and memory. May you be unable to walk.
Hi, Claudia. Well, you have your wine, so enjoy that.
May this drag you to the depths. Get out before I have Domitius throw you out.
Bye. Okay.
Get out of my villa before...
Okay, so we can't talk to him. So, that's for next. Talk you to him.
What?
I'll be going now.
What?
Oh, dude.
Harvey, we're finally alone.
I'm echoing.
We have? I must... Is that a...
Go on, I'm in a hurry.
Seems rather brash, but...
I'd like you to release him.
You mean Duilius? Releasing him is out of the question, I'm afraid. That man is
Literally,
a liability
you
we
gave
simply
me-
cannot afford. Perhaps you're not aware he was caught multiple times.
I am aware.
Sneaking around in places he should not have been.
What exactly
Look,
did you
I
do?
can see where you're going with this. You think me cruel. I assure you that is not the case. You may not be aware of this, but it was not so long ago, during the Republic. The law of the 12 Tables would have required that he be killed as soon as he was
Jesus
born,
Christ.
owing to his deformities. Here we see to it that he has food, water, and shelter, and most importantly, he is able to continue living. A privilege that would be taken away from all of us were he to be released and commit the crime of trespass. The man has no self-discipline, poor comprehension of what is going on around him, and is an incorrigible rule breaker. I will not jeopardize the lives of my people so that one man...
Okay.
Thank
Right. What? Hello. Yep, skip.
Oh, you... Oh, really? That commoner in debt bondage next door thought he could win over a magistrate's daughter. That's awfully bold of him. I can see why she worked so hard to keep it a secret. Quick, go and find him and ask him what he knows.
Going to him already. By himself.
Oh, I see. Well, it was worth a try, I suppose.
Yeah.
Just promise me you won't give up on her.
Right, I promise.
Thank you.
Right. Right, so at least we know what happened, because we missed last time what broke the... No. Aeolus is an idiot. Aerocious.
On your best behavior, I trust. What is it, citizen?
Nope.
All right.
You haven't really got to talk to her
In
good
your
enough.
face.
We're asking here about her.
Interesting.
Aha! Some people mention her.
Yes, I understand many of our... What else? That's true. I know I will... What else?
That's all I know.
Keep asking. Livia's fate weighs heavily on...
Okay,
Come back.
so we basically
Keeping
need
an eye on things,
everything.
Horatius?
As always, priestess.
Oh, we can talk to this dickhead again. Yes.
Wonder how much one of these... Hello there, friend.
I took it from the Shrine of Diana. I need to go got me inside. I managed to escape after a harrowing ordeal. Damn.
Are you well, stranger? Have you been out in the sun too long? You seem a little... confused? Perhaps you should go and see Lucretia in a clinic.
What's your story?
You mean, how did I end up here?
Oh.
That is a lengthy tale.
Let's hear it.
All right. Well, you see, I'm in the business of procuring rare and precious objects liberated from the enemies of Rome. Mostly sculptures, vases, the occasional slave. Fetch a magnificent price
Oh,
in Roman
just
high
the
society.
occasional one.
Had myself a nice little shop in Rome, just off the Forum. Lots of foot traffic and close to the docks. Good place to be when the fires broke out. See, about 7 months ago, half of Rome caught on fire. Everyone who couldn't get to an outer gate was running for the river, open to escape by barge. So I gathered my coins and some priceless vases into a cart and had my most loyal slave girl, pretty young thing named Acantha, push it for me. All the way down to the river, I'm elbowing for a stampede of people, turning back now and then to make sure she hasn't legged it with my valuables. But, to my surprise, we make it, and I see this barge loading up, and it's so full it's almost sinking. But the captain's happy to take my coin, so I start boarding, and then he puts his hand on my chest and he says, "No, too heavy. The cart or the girl." So I did what anyone would have done.
Chose the cart, didn't you?
Of course I chose the cart. I mean, I can always buy a new slave girl if I still have my money. So I put my hand on the cart, and I guess she realised what was happening because those pretty black eyes of hers go all wide. And in one swift motion, she topples the whole bloody thing into the Tiber.
So you...
No, I dived in after it, of course. Aren't you paying attention? That was a bloody fortune.
You
Only,
stupid
I guess I
dickhead.
must have hit my head or something because everything went black. When I came to, I'd washed up on the riverbank not far from here with nothing in the world but a single silver coin.
Congratulations.
Thank you, friend. But it turns out it might have been a stroke of good fortune because this place is a veritable treasure trove. Look around you. There must be more gold in here than in the treasury of Rome. If I can just figure out how to get it out of here.
Do you know a way out of here?
I'm afraid not. If you're desperate, I did hear that Aurelia down at the tavern claims to know of a way out, but I'm not sure I trust her. Some people here are a little shady for my liking.
Really? Hadn't noticed.
Oh yeah, gotta watch out. Old Dacius has got your back though.
You think about the gold?
It's terrible for inflation is what it is. There's so much gold just lying around, it's practically worthless. At least down here. Of course, I have an idea for generating real wealth, but what I need is a bow. Just a simple composite bow. I've scoured this city from top to bottom with no luck. But if you happen to find one, bring it to me and we'll talk.
I'm straight.
Oh, well, technically, yeah. Thank you, friend.
Going to vote.
Malleolus. I mean, Sentius couldn't...
I'd vote.
Not.
Hey, yeah, I didn't think he...
Very well.
Anything. Hi, Fabio.
Salve and welcome.
All right.
Hey.
Welcome to my humble store. Greetings. I'm Giorgio, and I must say, my sartorial friend, your clothing is
I
most
like him.
extraordinary. Leather boots in place of sandals, trousers with precise stitching, and such a curious design. I have traveled distant trade routes from the markets of Damascus to the farms of India.
We haven't talked to these
and
yet.
never have I seen anyone dressed quite like you. Tell me, I must know, from which exotic part of the world do you hail?
My nation doesn't exist.
Is this a riddle, or perhaps you mean to say you feel like you are ahead of your time? I feel the same way. Another reason for us to stick together. We will have much time here to get to know one another. But for now, do you require assistance?
Oh, I like him.
Do not
He's
require
nice.
clothing, so information perhaps?
What's your story?
My story? How kind of you to ask. I am a tailor and I run the humble shop in the forum.
I set up a tailor shop here.
You mean to say, with all the turmoil and terror of the Golden Rule, and so few customers, why bother setting shop at all?
Yes. Yes.
I'll tell you, it is precisely because of the Golden Rule that I wish to remind my friends of the importance of looking one's best.
Fair enough.
I say, the more of our customs we preserve down here, the more we can preserve a semblance of normality, the better our chances of keeping our heads. Don't you agree?
I suppose so.
Oh, and there is another reason too. If we all end up as golden statues for future generations to marvel at, I don't know about you, but I would like to look my best.
How did you end up here?
A good question. A very good question indeed. And I would be happy to tell you if only I could remember it clearly myself.
Why don't you tell me what you remember?
I remember I had just been to Rome to sell an extraordinary selection of wares, and drowning in coin, I decided to celebrate my success. I rented a prestigious villa by the Tiber, invited over a few select friends, and we began making our way through some of the most exquisite wine money could buy.
It's definitely the
Quite
River
a
Tiber.
lot of it, in fact.
Oh yeah, because
Now,
that's where
I
we
have had visions and awoken in strange places before. I have even found myself naked in the desert sands more than once, but none of that compares to this. This time, I remember people screaming, then falling into a void as empty as time before creation, gasping for air, and then nothing. When I regained my faculties, I was lying naked by the banks of the Tiber, gods know how many miles from my villa.
Floated down the tunnel.
Indeed. I'm lucky I was carrying a little extra weight. I believe it kept me afloat. In any case, it seems I'd been rescued and resuscitated by a benevolent stranger. I went to find firewood for his campfire, stumbled across a cave, and discovered that Trapdoor Temple. And here I am. Anything you like.
Do you know anything?
Not so loud. What are you playing at?
What?
Have you not been told about the last attempt?
Last attempt?
Oh, then I suppose this duty falls to me. It is a long story.
Why don't you tell me?
Of course, the first question any of us asks when we first arrive is, how do I escape? It is only natural after all.
Yeah.
And scaling the chasm wall is out of the question, for it is simply too steep and too far. But as they say, if the wind fails, use the oars. And here the second option is to leave the way we came in, through the shaft above the bathhouse. See, the shaft is quite high, but if one gathered up enough wood, one could make a series of ladders and climb one's way out.
Okay. Why hasn't anyone done that yet?
They have. I am getting to that. There was an attempt, made by resourceful fellows who lived here some years ago. They even decided to keep records of their escape attempt for posterity. Unfortunately, as soon as they began to carry the first ladder down the hallway, they heard a godlike voice shake the entire city, and that, tragically, is where their tale ends. So it seems that to merely attempt escape is to invite the wrath of whichever god oversees this place, and so I say it is best to not even discuss it aloud.
Interesting. You think about the...
Yes. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. As a Greek, this is nothing new to me. It is how our gods operate. Have you not heard the tale of the god Hades? He was the first to learn this dreadful lesson when he abducted Persephone and imprisoned her in the underworld. When Demeter, the mother of Persephone, learned of this, she did not punish Hades, the guilty one. Instead, she changed the climate of Earth so that it became hot and dry. Nothing grew. The grain turned to empty husks and the rivers dried up. Innocent people died by the tens of thousands until at last the other gods were forced to act, lest they have no worshippers left. So yes, we know this rule. This has always been the case. The Golden Rule has merely brought it into focus.
What can we do about it?
If we are to survive, I say we must each keep the simple wisdom of Thales of Miletus, first of the 7 sages of Greece, who said, avoid doing what you would blame others for doing.
That's simple enough.
It does, doesn't it? But it is not enough for us to do this alone. For even if 99% of us adopt this principle, that will never be enough. Sadly, no matter how well we protect ourselves, the life's work of many good people can be undone in the blink of an eye by a single selfish act. The voice of experience.
Literally seen it
I
happen.
am sorry for your loss, my friend. But on a lighter note, I will say one thing for the Golden Rule. For all their grim and haunting poses, these golden statues do make magnificent models
they're
for
alive
my
as
clothing.
well.
Do they not?
Who are you gonna
That,
vote for?
my friend, is quite the dilemma. But after some reflection, I'm leaning toward voting for Malone.
No, don't do that.
I do not enjoy the thought of another visit from Domitius if I voted the wrong way.
Anything I can do to change
Nothing comes to my mind, my friend.
that? I'm going.
I hope that our paths...
Fuck.
Salve.
Hey, Virgil.
Ah, a new face. Salve, and welcome to a little community. My name's impossible to pronounce for most people, so you can just call me Virgil. I hear we have you to thank for saving Julia's life. I'm glad you arrived when you did.
What's your story?
Well, I'm an architect. Or at least I was back in Rome. That's probably too grandiose a term to describe what I do here. Help out with repairs and try to stop old buildings from collapsing on people, that kind of thing. But you probably don't want to hear about the ingenious architecture or mysterious history of this place.
Of course I do. Tell me about the temple.
You mean the Great Temple? This one's a bit of a mystery.
I'll get as
Even the
much
way it's
information as you
positioned
can.
so prominently, looking down on us, it's clear that whoever built it felt it was the most important temple in the city.
Okay.
Unfortunately, someone else went out of their way to keep its purpose a mystery. You see, usually a temple is dedicated to a particular god, like Proserpina or Diana or Apollo. Usually, that god is obvious. But in this case, it's unknown. There's an obelisk out the front, which probably used to bear the name of this unknown god. But it appears some barbarian defaced it. And of course we can't get inside because it's locked up tighter than the Temple of Saturn in Rome. And that contains the treasury. So we're all left wondering, which god is that temple dedicated to? And could it be the one responsible for the Golden Rule? Unless somebody figures out a way inside, I suppose
We need to
never
find
know.
out what.
Gladly. Personally, my favorite thing about this place is the aqueducts. Those series of adjoining arches. They're an ingenious feat of Roman engineering, with a very practical purpose. They take fresh water
was gonna
coming
say, how
from
do they
outside the
have
city and
water?
distribute it
Food,
all
I get,
across
they-
the chasm.
right, but-
It's funneled below the palace and into a cistern beneath the Great Temple. Some of it flows down into another cistern beneath the villas, and the rest is funneled to the shrine of Proserpina, where it fills the lake, and allows us to fish and farm.
If they bring water into the city.
Hey, not so loud. Just talking about that could
Interesting. So
anger the
we're
gods for
sort
all
of
we know.
seeing different escape
I'm not
points.
saying it's impossible, but you'd have to find a way inside somehow. Just please try to be a bit
We
more
need to get
discreet
into the
about
city.
it.
Not the cities.
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Some of these shrines were constructed hundreds of years ago, which means Romans have been arriving here for at least that long. But there's one thing that puzzles me. The oldest shrine in this avenue isn't Roman at all. It's Greek.
I think copy for Romans to copy.
Well, yes, that could be the
Interesting,
reason. Or it could mean that there were Greeks living and worshipping here before the Romans arrived. Which begs the interesting question, who really built this place? And could it be
Interesting,
far
that is quite
older
interesting.
than any of us imagine? If only there was a way we could talk to the people who came here before us. The stories they could tell.
Talk about something.
Of course.
No, a way out.
You wouldn't believe how often the new ones ask that question. But I'd tell you the same thing I tell
Go on,
everyone else.
tell me.
There are much worse places to live out your days. You might have a few sleepless nights thinking about the Golden Rule, but once you get used to the fear, knowing that a single slip-up could cost you everything, it's not too bad. Nothing new to me, anyway.
You mean?
Oh, I just mean I grew up in the Batavi tribe, far to the north in Noviomagus, and learned to
I wish I knew
expect
more history.
a bit of hostility. They weren't nearly
I
as
have
tolerant
no
as the Romans.
Think about.
Look, I haven't done anything wrong, if that's what you're thinking. Somebody just has a problem with my preference for male company.
Alright, you like men.
Hey, nothing gets by you, huh? Sorry, that was mean. Yes, I like men. And
I
when
like
you
men.
grow up in the north, as I did, in the city of Noviomagus, you expect a bit of hostility. The Batavi are not known for their
No,
tolerance.
it's not him.
I saw enough friends killed or driven away to know the cost of not keeping your personal affairs to yourself. So I hid who I was for, what was it, nearly 10 years? watching what I said and where I looked. But that kind of fear eats away at you slowly, until living isn't any better than the thing you were afraid of. Needless to say, since I'm now living underground, halfway across the known world with an assumed name, my openness didn't go down well among the enlightened folk of the Batavi.
Sorry to hear that.
Nice of you to say, but not necessary. In any case, the Romans are far more accepting, and among them, I get
That's
to be
nice.
who I am. Or at least, I thought that was the case. It seems I was wrong.
Who's right?
It's not just graffiti. I have quite a collection of handwritten notes too. The strange thing is, I keep my personal affairs to myself. I've never really been interested in any of the men here. Not my type.
Oh.
So I'm not sure what I could have done to upset this person. If I had to guess, I'd say it's probably one of those cultists. Strange bunch. They insist there's only one god, and that he considers my nature a sin.
Octavia,
Can you believe
for
that?
sake,
If there
man.
are any of them here, they won't admit it. Not since they supposedly
God
burnt down
damn it.
half of Rome last year and went into hiding. All I know is, if these threats keep escalating, eventually my secret admirer is going to cross a line and break the golden rule.
Look into it.
What? Really? I
God
didn't
damn it,
expect that.
Octavia, you Christian.
But thanks. It's always a pleasure to meet someone so selfless. I'm glad you arrived when you did. I'd start by figuring out who the cultists are. Or maybe ask around
Fucking
among the
Octavia.
merchants here. Someone who lives or works in the forum must have seen something. But if you find them, please don't hurt or humiliate them. I suspect they're just confused.
I'll get right on it.
Come back and let me know what you find. Any news about... Oh,
what do you think?
some people say it's divine, the work of a god, but I'm not so sure. I mean, once you've been here long enough, you'll notice which means one of two things. Either you don't know the difference between right and wrong, and I'm pretty sure.
I think so, yes.
Good. Then I hope you'll agree that there are only two ways of dealing with unfair ruler. The first is to leave. The second is to remove the ruler from power.
How do you remove a god from
Good
power?
question. It's best if I say no more, but I hope you'll give it some thought.
King, who are you going to vote
Well, Malleolus is talking about loosening some of the restrictions in this place. And while it's... My vote isn't for sale.
I'll be going.
Nice to talk.
Okay. Well. I am going to... It's because it's getting...
Citizen.
Oh, hey. I need to talk to her too.
Salve.
I'll talk to her. Hello?
Sorry, was there something you... You mean my life story? Our father
Oh.
found good husbands for my sisters. But it was a good life for a while. Until 7... We must have had 100 workers passing buckets of water, chanting prayers to Vulcan. But they fell on deaf ears.
Citizen.
The fire was relentless, and it claimed everything. And everyone. Well, almost everyone. My employer told me to grab what valuables I could. I remember diving into the river,
Yes,
and then...
I was just going to say that
The
there was
next
some
thing I knew, I was
mention of...
waking up on the riverbank not far from here.
Great to hear that.
Thank you. I can...
What do you think?
Our priestess Equitia won, but if that's the case... I mean, all it really does... I've seen Malleolus, Claudia and Domitius make grown men cry. Romans.
Yeah, that's true.
They've never physically... They've got people running scared because everyone...
Don't worry, I'm...
Really?
I'll go now.
All right.
Okay. Hope Octavia's still... Sorry I'm skipping through dialogue, but hope you enjoyed it, Rush, and but I appreciate you coming by. Okay. What do you have to say to yourself?
Lovely to see you again. There was a terrible...
Ah.
Ah, that...
Okay, I thought that was going to be it, but that is an interesting thing, so... Okay. I don't think there's too much. It's always nice to start on a fresh... Okay, I'm gonna... because I'm running out of... go... Yeah. Where's... from Aurelia, because... once we've done that, I will probably wrap up. But it's always good to stock up. Because I lost 2,000 coins today and I might need to save again.
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold dragon.
Livia!
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Come on, Sentius. I know we can kill these things now, but I don't really want. Come on, buddy. Up, 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 up. Oh, okay. Come on. On. Thank you. I thought I was gonna die then. Lovely. And we're back with money. Okay, we are going to save. And we are going to see if there is anyone on to raid. 5 of us. Yeah, we'll give. Lovely. But yeah, wow, really interesting game. I'm really loving it. And I'm looking forward to seeing where the goes. We still have a long ways to go, I think, but we are starting to get a link. Malleolus is definitely dodgy. I don't think it's going to be the golden rule break, but definitely think he is something relatable. So next episode, main focus is taking down Malleolus, and yeah, so where that storyline goes, but I'm looking forward to it. Thank you to everyone who's joined me. Nathan for the subscription, you bastard. I appreciate that. I hope you're enjoying Morbius, and I will catch you all Monday. X Legends. Until then, stay noisy and enjoy